Hi, I'm Kiwi,
And I'm Jared.
and we are the two gentlemen coming to you from Cloud Nine.
Cloud9. Yes, I like that one.
That's where I am when I talk to you, Jared.
Oh, I feel so special.
You are special, man.
I'll, I'll return serve and say I'm the same.
How are you, mate?
Good. Not much really to report. But yeah, looking forward to our chat.
Oh, good, good. Look,
About
Jared, I've been
yourself?
well.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
good too, and I'm looking forward to our chat. I've just been thinking about you in a certain way. You're an elite athlete.
Sorry. I nearly choked on the water. I was just drinking. Can we delete the edit? No.
You are an elite athlete, Jared. Please
Oh,
do not
please,
argue with
come
me.
on. Yeah.
Now,
Oh,
Jared's the kind of guy when you go on the field with him, you know you're in good hands. Okay, he's the guy you need in battle to feel that you've got a chance to win. I've played with a few guys like that, and Jared is the most consistent one out of everybody that I've played with. Now, I guess you could have been anything. I don't know but apart from sport, I guess the rest of our lives is still pretty up in the air. We're only 40.
yep.
You could easily go and start a whole new career at the age of 40. Or when we talked about my dad being 76 and we said, oh, look, if you lose to 100, that's 24 years. That's a pretty long career, really. 24 years is
Yeah.
long. That's two lots of long service leave and a bit.
Yeah.
So there's so much potential to go. I was thinking, how good could we become at something else? And how good do you plan on being, Jared, for the rest of your life? You're an elite guy. You were an elite guy at something. How far can you take that for the rest of your life in another endeavor?
It's a good question. And I think this age is possibly, this is nothing new. I think this age is that time when you start to think like that. I'm going to repeat myself from previous episodes. I have no idea what episodes I've said it, but the whole thing of like, okay, physically, I'm not where I was able to do things sporting wise. So I have to find a new direction, and for me, in my professional life, I've literally just started my career, I believe. So, the previous 20 years of work I did, and they're an experience, but there's not a part of me that wants to go back and do anything like that. So for me, the career that I'm in now is the career that I'm going to get better at. And I feel green. Like I feel like I've got so much to learn. So for me, professionally, I'm at a stage where I'm new and I'm there's no limit there. Like I'm willing and open for that. Now, personally and, with my hobbies and sport and whatever you want to call it, yeah, look, I've got goals that they don't have a roof yet. I believe my playing days they're done. And I want to just say thank you for saying that about me. It's nice to hear that my consistency and the way that I did things was noticed. I've heard that in a few, a few people have said that to me in different sports as well. So it's nice that it's a blanket kind of thing. I mean, I'm not outstanding at what I do, but I guess it's just something that's nice to hear that you're consistently okay at something, and people relied on that. So that's good. So I want to take that into other parts of my life if I can. So I'm going to, just using this podcast, I love the fact that we're doing this, but I want to be consistent and I want to be good at what I do doing this. Like, I didn't want to just be this person that got on, with a microphone and just, had no direction or had no, I want to be that somebody can hear me and go, oh yeah, that's Jared, to a certain degree. With, future sporting stuff, obviously I've mentioned before, I want to coach, I want to do things. So, when I become that coach, I'm not doing that until I'm ready. So I suppose that's where I want to be. I hold myself at a regard that, okay, I don't want to just turn up and be unprepared. And you've probably seen that from me from talking about this, about what we do together now. So,
Yeah.
I guess being prepared is where, is my strength, and that helps me get to where I need to be. But yeah, look, some aspects I feel like there's going to be a ceiling, but you probably move sideways. Like then you go up the steps and go up to the next thing. Whereas, like I said, my career, I feel like I'm just starting, and there's no ceiling. The sky's the limit.
Yeah, that's excellent. So, Jared, what I got out of that was that for you, preparation is really important to where you want to go. You know that you can go pretty far, and you'll get there when you're ready. Is that what you're saying?
I think so. And I'm a bit of a, I'm the tortoise in the race.
Yep.
Like I just plug away and get to that point where I need to get to. Whereas some people get there faster, but then, they're not around. I'm a bit of a stayer, I guess. That would be the way to sort of explain me.
Yeah. That's a great answer, Jared. And I was thinking of something a family member said to me, and it was, what's wrong with average? What's wrong with being average? Because when you have a kid, you do have certain dreams like, oh, wow, they could do this. They're so good at this. What's wrong with just being another guy that just collects a paycheck and gets on with life and is happy? I think it's, her daughter plays piano, and there's no, oh, wow, she could be a concert pianist. She could be the next this or that. It's just, she enjoys playing piano. Just let her go. There seems to be a bit of a pressure to make the most of everything you've got. Now, I agree with not asking for more than what you've got, because that will hold you back. It's just completely impossible. I can't grow any more than I have. This is it. But is there anything wrong with not using it all to its full potential?
I don't think so. But I as long as you don't have, as long as you're super self-aware to know that, 20 years down the track, you don't have that what if. I can't do this anymore or do what I did, and I should have. You don't want to live a life like that, and no one's going to know that. Like at 25 years old, if you do put a ceiling up to say, you know what, I reached this goal in my sporting life and I did it for 1 year, and I'm happy. And at 25, you made that decision. Excellent, but I guess you just want to be careful. You just want to be able to wake up at 45 and go, oh, did I really reach my potential there? And or am I comfortable with that decision? And if you're comfortable with that decision, that's awesome. That's good, because you can divert whatever got you to that level. You can divert that into something else, and be above average or be whatever in something else. So it's it's different for everyone. I mean, Roger Federer wins one Wimbledon and then needs to win another 8 or something. I don't even know his numbers, but you know what I mean? Whereas like you've said, if I can get my second serve over the net, I'm pretty comfortable with my playing skills or whatever, with where I've reached. But I mean, do you have I'm not going to say do you have a limit, but maybe do you have a limit, or do you just think the sky's a limit as such? I don't know. That probably doesn't make sense, that question. Sorry.
I have a goal. Definitely have a goal. I think anything other than a sporting endeavor you can do for the rest of your life. There are some things that you need to do when you're young, simply because you won't have the reflexes anymore, the physicality to be able to do it. There's no chance of me winning Wimbledon. Even when I was 20, when I was at my physical peak, I was way too short, and I didn't have the coordination. I just wasn't good enough. But with something like writing, for example, my goal is to be the best I can be. It's a subjective thing, so you can't say, oh, well, that writer's better than that one. Like, once you get to a certain level, they're all great, and it's just who you like more. Yeah. But my dream is to be the best writer I can be, and I'd love to try stand-up again. I really enjoyed being up there and doing it. I love rehearsing it with Erica. I loved working out the timing of jokes and that sort of thing. That's really, really fun for me. And I believe I can do that really well. and I have done it really well. So it's evidence-based. I actually believe in myself because I've been up there and proved that I could do it. And with writing, it's the same thing. I feel like I've written something that, I can be really proud of. And one of my greatest moments was, there's a guy I work with, I'm pretty good friends with, and I play tennis with him as well. And he came to my first stand-up show, and I was really nervous about him because he's a really honest guy. So I thought, oh, if he doesn't like it, he's just going to tell me straight up that was terrible. And, it's one of the greatest moments of my artistic life. He came up to me in the intermission. I think he'd had a few. He just walked straight up to me and just stuck out his hand and said, "Effing fantastic." I thought, oh, thanks. I impressed him. That was great. And then he's a prolific reader as well. So I gave him my manuscript when it was first done, and he'd been asking for it for a while. And I was like, yeah, it's finished. And he's like, oh, where is it? And I was like, oh, I'm just fixing up the typos. And so just kept asking for it. So it's like, oh, he's keen. And I gave it to him, and he wasn't at work at the time, and messaged me and said, I'm up to page, I think it was like 20 something. I can't put it down. And then he just kept messaging me going, oh man, this is fantastic. And he came to work on his day off just to give me feedback about it. He'd written feedback throughout the manuscript. And overall, he loved it. And he said, he was worried that it was going to be terrible because he was like, oh, I'm going to have to tell him that it sucks. But he loved it. And that did a lot for my confidence. It meant, well, you can get good at stuff. You can be really good. And my plan is to be elite. I want to be the best I can be. So that's why I was asking you that question, Jared. Like, I don't feel like it's too late for me. I feel like I can keep putting in the effort and just keep getting better and better and better at everything in life.
Being elite, and I'm just voicing, what's popping in my head now. Being elite, like you said, is subjective. I mean, you might have, as a writer, you might have 3 people that love your work, but if you're happy with that to me, that's elite. Like it doesn't matter that you have, thousands of people or whatever that read your stuff and think you're amazing. Like for me, it's a personal thing of like, okay, I'm here, I'm where I want to be. And you get some validation from people around you, like that person that gave you that feedback, like the people that, like yourself and like other people that have told me that they love playing with me because they feel safe. That's quite a compliment in itself, and that's actually just sinking in, like I've had that happen to me many times, and to have you say that then again is like, oh, wow, that's nice, like,
yeah.
So that's that form of feedback and gratitude is makes me feel like I've kind of, whilst I can't reach those pinnacles there anymore, it makes me feel good that I did. But you've got that whole, like you said, you can write until the day that you aren't here.
Yeah.
And you can use that as a driving force and whatever, or you can say, okay, well, I've reached where I want to reach, and now I'll just do this as a plateau or whatever. It's so up to, it's such a personal thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it really comes down to how hard do you want to work?
Yeah.
The only thing that would hold me back from anything is fear. And, we've just discussed fear in a previous episode, and we're not allowed to do it anymore. when we're over fear. No, fear is a natural thing. But it is natural to be afraid that, oh, I'm never going to make it, or being afraid that you're going to get rejected. And I think that's the thing I'm really good at, just dealing with failure, just picking myself up. The amount of times I've been smashed. I remember, actually, I came back for one game back in 2008. So I retired in 2000, came back in 2008, and I came on in the second half, and I caught the ball and I got absolutely smashed. But you know what? We won the ball back from that ruck because I kept my head. I placed the ball back properly. I remember you saying to me, actually, geez, you got cleaned up. But I was fine. That's what I do. Yeah. I get smashed, like not knocked down. I get smashed because of my size, and I get back up repeatedly. That's what I do. That's what I was known for. And Erica said it about me too. Every time I get rejected, I get a rejection letter from this or that. She's like, I can't believe you bounce back so quickly. And well, what else can you do? I mean, it's important to grieve, of course, and important to go, damn, that sucks. But there's always another opportunity. There's always, especially when it comes to the arts, it's not football where there's one season and that's it, you're done. You just keep plugging away, you keep working.
Yeah. And you've taken that, what happens physically, as growing up, and then obviously, as we turned into young adults, physically you'd be knocked down, but you'd get back up, and I'm watching some old videos of us playing, and you pop up and have a run like a couple of runs later, or you pop up and you've hit someone hard yourself. So you've sort of taken those traits to the artistic side of things, or to the emotional side of things, and been able to take the hit and get up again. So that's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Jared. I guess what we're really saying now is it's mindset that's everything, isn't it?
Yeah. That just sort of made me think about, there's people out there. I hear it all the time, like, geez, if I had that guy's body, I'd be playing in the NBA.
Yeah.
And so, the whole mindset, if you could transfer that mindset into that physical body, they're like, okay, that's what it would take. Like, I haven't been gifted that physique, that 6'10", could jump through the ceiling of the gym, but there's a whole lot of people out there that haven't made it because they should have made it, and because of a mindset thing. Then there's on the other scale, there's a whole lot of people like yourself who haven't got the physical attributes but have made it because of their mindset is so strong, and so there's this sort of like sort of like a balancing thing within the sort of sports and things like that people have made it because of they're tenacious, or they've made it because they're literally just physically bigger. Like it's a mixture of all that, and that's we sit somewhere in there in the average pile.
Well, I am blessed with the mind that I was given. I'm very happy with everything that my parents taught me growing up, and everything that everyone's passed on to me. Something I want to ask you, Jared, is, we've been talking about on the field and career-wise. I want to ask you about the everyday. Someone I know dated a guy who said, oh, look, I'm always going to be a little bit grumpy. And that was it. That was his mindset. He was done. So that was his ceiling. We're talking about self-improvement. We were talking about improving as an athlete, as an artist. That was him as a human being overall. He wasn't going to work on that aspect of himself. It's like saying, yeah, I'm always going to have terrible defense. That's it. Just learn to live with it. Keep selecting me. You wouldn't say that, would you? Yeah, I can't spell, but that's just my writing for you, all right? I'm never going to change that.
You have to adjust.
Yeah. So that was this guy's outlook on life. I'm always going to be a little bit grumpy. Now, I put my my sports mindset, my warrior mindset into every aspect of my life. Do you plan on being the best version of Jared that you can be?
Yeah. And how I do that is, those days that I do feel grumpy, for lack of better words, I realize I sit down, and it might be a process. It might take a day, or it might take an hour, it might take whatever. But if I realize I'm feeling that way, I then try and find the reason why I'm that way. So I don't just accept it and go, well, too bad, Dad's angry today. Like, I don't think that's healthy for my people that are close to me. So the 3 other people that live in my house don't need to have angry dad getting around and just going, well, I'm angry dad. I need to recognize what's making me down or whatever, and then I need to fix it. So fixing it could be like instantaneous. It could be literally like watching a movie or watching a TV show or eating something nice or whatever, right? It could be just something that just triggers good hormones and good vibes in your body. It might be more in depth. It might be, go for a drive and clear your head, go for a walk, get out of the house for 5-10 minutes and readjust what you're seeing. And it could be massive. It could be change your job, you've just got to recognize. And I've gone through all of that. So, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Like you go through those moments and you're like, I'm better at making that call now though. So I can recognize that, okay, I've had a couple of down days or a couple of down hours or whatever. This is the reason why. The reason is that I've got 2 jobs to do in the backyard. I'm going to go do those jobs so I feel better. I know I'm just talking in smaller scale, but like I said, it can be as much as a career change. It can be lifestyle change. It can be anything, but you just got to recognize that you can't just go, oh, I'm really overweight, so deal with it. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
I want to get fitter. So, okay, I'm going to eat better or I'm going to exercise more. That's how I'm going to fix it, and that applies to, like I said, that's just one thing, but that applies to everything. Look at what can fix your problem, don't just voice your problem and just go, too bad.
Yeah.
I probably just said what you said. I just spoke for 5 minutes about what you said in 2 words, but yeah, that's how I see things, and I understand that people can't just fix things like that. Sometimes they're trapped, or sometimes they feel trapped. Well, I suppose it's more of a tapestry there where they have to find all the problems and try and fix them. Whatever. I'm no mental health expert. I'm no psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever. I'm literally just a guy telling you how I deal with things.
Yeah. Yeah. You're on your way to being an elite human.
Hope so.
I have a friend who I love dearly, and she said to me, I'm not perfect, right? And I said to her, but you're perfectly placed. And what I meant by that was that she's humble. She's always willing to learn. She's always willing to look at herself. She doesn't make it someone else's problems. Like, you did this, or, you made me feel this way. It's, what's my role in this? And that's what I love about her. And that's what I mean by perfectly placed. She puts herself in a position to improve. She puts herself in a position to be a better person. She makes conscious choices. She's always examining herself. And to me, that's all you need. No one expects perfection out of anybody.
No.
No one hits every single shot. But what they do is they make more high percentage plays, and then they execute based on their skill set. And I feel the same about us in life. I try to make high percentage plays, and I try to have the skill set, the mindset to do the right thing and to make the right choice.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, no one is perfect. And like, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's a way of saying it, like you are perfectly placed, and, it just shows that what is perfection in a person anyway? Like nobody, and that saying of nobody's perfect is come from somewhere. Yeah, except for John Eales. I think that was his nickname.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's an interesting topic, and I hope, like some people are just perfect for each other, or perfect for the situation, or perfect for the job, or whatever. It doesn't mean you get 100% on the whatever the human test would be. It's just roll with it and be the best you can be.
So, Jared, having said all that, we've got a few minutes left. I just want to ask you, what are the next steps of self-improvement for you for the rest of your life, or even just for the immediate future, maybe next year, 5 years, 10 years? Where do you see yourself working hard? What areas?
Thanks for that question, Kiwi. That's a good way to end. It's nice, easy, breezy question to end the podcast.
Yeah, sorry about that, man.
So in saying that, screw you, I'm not going to end. I'm padding here because I actually do not know. And I think that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Like, I haven't got the answer for that. I think I'm going to keep it simple, and I think it's just, I feel like I'm on the right path. So, getting better at what I do and experiencing life and learning lessons from those experiences is all I can really offer you, mate. I don't think I need any kind of big overhaul or anything like that, and that's probably why I don't really have an answer. I just feel like I'm in the right direction. It's just a matter of tweaking along the way. You know, the oil changes and the changing the tires when they go bald, and you know, all that sort of stuff. You know,
that's a great answer, though, Jared. Really, it is.
Cool.
You are on a great path. You are very humble. You're always open to learning. You're not self-righteous at all. So that leaves plenty of room for growth.
I think that's where I am. Have you got anything that you've got sort of planned?
Yeah, actually, mine's a really easy answer. I really want to get good at guitar. I want to be what someone would call a good guitarist. So at the moment, I'm not even mediocre. Okay. For me, mediocre is a bit of a dream. I'd love to get there. Hopefully in 3 months, someone go, yeah, it's pretty mediocre. That would be lovely. I'd love that. At the moment, it's like, you don't want to be around when he's playing guitar. So that's my goal, to become good at guitar. Good at guitar.
I'm really happy to hear that.
And, it's a really basic thing. Like when I look at my surfing, for example, I've probably maxed out with the amount of time that I can give it. Yeah. I've hit a ceiling, and I got to a level where I was okay. No one would say I was a good surfer, but I was competent. I could paddle without my shoulders, getting destroyed like they used to. Yeah. I could catch a wave, ride a nice long wave. Actually, I remember one of my best sporting moments was I was at this spot up near Crescent Head. It's called Race Course, and a couple of guys were paddling out, and I was out there like a bit further out than them, and they were like, they said to me later on, they were wondering what I was doing out so far. But it's a great break, and this wave came through pretty big, and I caught it, rode it beautifully, and it's really nice when other surfers compliment you on the wave that you've caught. And I'm like, yeah, man, that was amazing. That looks so good. I was like, oh, cool. But to me, that's it. Like I've done enough there. Like I'm happy with just riding waves like that. I don't need to, ride Chopu or something like that where I could potentially die. Yeah, so surfing's maxed out for me. Writing, I'm going to just keep improving as much as I can, be the best I can be. But yeah, for a tangible sort of area of improvement, it's guitar.
Guitar has this thing for me. Like I really wish I could play guitar, and I really wish I could, read music or have the ear. My brother and my dad have the ear. Like they can hear something and play it. Like
wow, that's amazing.
What happened to me? So I've always had this like burning desire to play guitar. But I realized my fingers are too fat. And
no.
So I bought a bass guitar, and I realized that's boring when you're playing bass on your own.
Jared, why would you say that? We've offended the jet ski community and now all the bassists out there. Great.
I know.
A war on two fronts, Jared.
We've got two mortal enemies. We found out the listening demographic was the jet ski. There was quite a large demographic of listeners, the jet ski community. Now the bassists, bass guitarists. Look, I'm not saying the bass guitar sucked. I'm saying I sucked at the noise that came out of the bass guitar.
Well, you're backpedaling a bit there, Jared. You actually said it was boring. So we're in trouble.
Actually, yeah. Edit. No, I realized that the bass guitar was not that fun to play or listen to for people listening if you weren't accompanied by other parts of other instruments.
Apparently the worst instrument to listen to when somebody's learning is violin. So buy yourself a violin, Jared.
Oh, I'll be popular.
No, but look, I wanted to say one of the reasons why I wanted to get so good at guitar was because I'm so terrible at it. And which means that there's a huge opportunity for growth. When you're doing something that you're not good at, it means that the actual return on investment becomes better. If you're already doing something that you're pretty good at, it's like, well, you kind of cheated there.
So how about this as a goal? This is a goal. You can by episode 40, you can play a little intro for us, mate. Live intro.
Episode 400, Jared. But look, another reason why I wanted to get good at music was because I wanted to show other people that anyone can do it. Like seriously, if I can do it, Jared, anyone can do it. I've got short fingers. I'm not musically trained at all. I can't read music yet, but I do plan on learning to read music. I plan on learning to sight read, and I've got the rest of my life to do that. If I achieve that at my dad's age, then great. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it. So I will get back to everyone and let you know that, hey, guess what? I did it. I'm finally there. I'm mediocre. Woohoo! And then you can believe in yourselves too and go, hey, well, if Kiwi can achieve mediocrity, well, then I can get somewhere too.
Yeah, the old P in uni, P's get degrees. I think that was the
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, no, as long as you can pass and become mediocre, that's I'll be your number one supporter, mate.
Thanks, Jared. I appreciate it, mate. Thanks again for talking.
Not a problem. See you later.